Alright, I guess I started over. We'll start over in the tripod now. Where the hell are we? Jesus. Alright, Glarry. There was my friggin' thumbnail. I blew it. Whatever. There it is. I'll get another thumbnail. I'll take a picture. I have the technical ability to do this. There it is, styrofoam box. Alright. Came from Amazon. Looking pretty good. We got a little amp. All the little appendages, alright? We're talking about $100 here. $100 guitar, y'all. So I couldn't resist. Oh, meanwhile, since I'm unboxing the Glarry, I'll show you PRS. Came in an SE gig bag. Pretty nice gig bag from Guitar Center. Right, whereas... Okay, there's the Paul Reed Smith. Cha-ching! You probably see the whole thing if I step back enough. Maybe. Maybe not. Next to it's the Mitchell. Looks like the lighting's good. We're getting some navy looking blue. It is a little more aquamarine. As you can see, it's pretty nice. Anyway, this one came from Guitar Center. It's a Guitar Center brand, as you might be able to see there. The Mitchell, they just hand it to you. No bag, no nothing. In fact, it had a broken switch, so I got an additional $50 off. Doesn't work in this position, sucker. But yeah, $200 normally goes for $400. Can you say bargain? Right, one of my patients, I'm a chiropractor, brought me this to fix the Dean, the Mean Dean. That's a sick metal type guitar. Look at how the headstock's as big as most guitars, I think. It's a crazy headstock. The inlays, the block inlays, I'm pretty sure are stickers. But it looks like a nice rosewood fretboard. They got the Jackson pickup. They got a Dean pickup. Well, I don't know if they replaced any of these pickups or if they're both original. But you can see one says Jackson, one says Dean. Pretty sure it's the same manufacturer. It's a string through body. They got a nice bumper sticker on there for whatever. It's the Boss Lady. So they put Boss Hog. I don't know. I want to take it off. They say they don't care too much about the finish. They just want it to play. Doesn't seem to be playing too well. Well, geez, look at the bridge. The bridge is mounted on a heavy angle. That does not seem right to me. Comment down below. That can't be right. I mean, I could see maybe they did it for the intonation, but did they drill it and fill it? Maybe I got to straighten that bridge out if I want it to play right. But look, there's not only a crack in the body, horror show. Look at the repair. It has a couple of nails. 10, 15 penny. What is that? Only carpenters know. Comment below. Let me get it off the hook here. I'll show you even more. Around the body, there's another nail, another 2 nails, which doesn't seem like it needed. I don't know, but you can see the crack in the finish. They glued it. I don't know, we'll see what we could do. But pretty cool guitar. It looks like a good temporary, at least, addition to the collection. I'm feeling like a proud papa right now. Got a good display. Got the old P/Jazz bass. Real deal Fender American. Pow. 74. We got the Dean. Rocking for the metalheads. In case you need to go acoustic, we're chilling. Double stock. Got the Alvarez, which is famous for me trying to save it. Which I did get a new saddle for. So in the next video today, I think we're going to be doing the new saddle. This one I had to shim. Man, the angle on that bridge and saddle are really looking forward. So hopefully it stops there. I mean, the intonation is pretty good. It's playing pretty good. Slight buzz. I filed down some of the frets, which probably wasn't the best way to go. You can kind of see there in the high end. Kind of conforming or not conforming to the radius, but I did a whole video on that. We got the Vantage here. Need some strings, I think, and that's it. Someone's asked me about this Alvarez. Is it It says Alvarez Regent. It's a Regent. So I don't know if it's any different model than that. It says Regent. So you Alvarez fans can comment below. I had the serial number. I read the serial number 920900033, something like that. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, that's the Alvarez, and we got the Mitchell and the Paul Reed Smith. Now coming back to the Glarry. That's what this video is really all about. We'll check out that mean amp. I don't really need it, but who knows? The universe knows better than me, I think, for what I need. So I'm going to need my hands, I guess, to unpackage this. Let me put the tripod down. That's what it's for. Try to aim at something. I don't know. I think I'm just somewhat of a disaster when it comes to being a cameraman or cinematographer. So yeah, I guess let me sit down next to it or kneel next to it and we'll reveal it. Boom! For $100, the thing's under 100 with the tax and delivery and everything, shipping. It might have came over 100, but definitely less than 150. Yeah, it was like 89 or 129 bucks, somewhere in there with the amp. So, ooh, I'm feeling the neck. Feels pretty thin. Super light guitar. Wow, you guys. Super light. Alright, let's peel this off. I want to save it because I got all these guitars. I never sold one. I might be selling off some guitars. If you're interested, in love with some of my guitars, want to make me an offer, let me know. Comment down below. I'll save this packaging. We'll ship it out to you. Shouldn't be too hard. Honestly, I like the shape of that headstock. I don't know if you're even seeing any of this. Jesus. Jesus. Alright, it has strings. It has a nut. The nut might be bone. It looks plastic. I see little shavings coming off of it. Not much, but the strings look a little dented and damaged. String trees look cheap off the top of the barrel. All the tuning machines are in line. So I've never seen a guitar be in tune like that before. So I doubt it's going to be in tune. But, oh, they're like, take the plastic off. Right, you just want to see the color, right? You want to see the body. I'm going to try to preserve this thingy too. This might be good even though it's got a lot of holes in it. I guess there's no real preserving it. Of course, you can't just go super smooth, right? Should probably just rip it off. Ta-da! It's ripped. We got a nice navy blue color. I'm seeing the back. Wow, the front. Pretty good wavy gravy. There's a seam around like the binding where you could tell they added the veneer. So it adds kind of a cheap look to the veneer. Makes it like an obvious veneer, which is kind of weird. We got the flames or whatever coming up and down diagonal. It's kind of a cool blue burst. I like it. Navy blue to more of an aquamarine. Feels super light, feels kind of cheap. I don't see a scarf joint, but I do see dirt. My hands were clean. So somebody in the factory was handling it with a dirty hand. Machine heads feel real stiff. But they do feel like they'll work pretty well. Tuned way down. Action super low. Fret ends. Well, the nut end is sharp. Making me think it's plastic. I'm not really feeling much on the fret ends. They're sloped down. I don't know if you can zoom in on that. And the crazy action. I'm loving the lightness of this guitar. Are you kidding? If it really sounds pretty good and plays well, this is, you know, I can see how people want to use these for gigging guitars. Now in the back, I guess they call that finish checking. It's on the plastic. It's like a compound or something, polishing compound on the plastic. Man, the wood is nice. If that's just plywood or whatever, but look at the grain coming through. Gorgeous. I would have been probably happier if that was more like the top. They didn't really need a veneer on this. They could have probably just did all grain. And it's funny, I'm seeing like cotton fibers. Maybe they tested it with a rag. The fretboard seems really dry. I don't know if it's real rosewood or not. To me, honestly, I'm going to think that's not rosewood. That might be fake rosewood. Pressed laminate. Dyed or something. From the side, it doesn't look too bad. We got little cute side dots. I mean, I don't know. When I polish it up, see if any dye comes off when we oil it up. Dual humbuckers, 3-way switch. Looks like that polishing compound got all around. 3-way switch is a little loose. You can see the threads on the top, so it doesn't look, you know, super finished. It has a cheaper kind of look to it. More of a hardware, like an Ibanez style. You know, I guess that's what they're going for. It's got the rounded, more of a rounded strap body. I don't like really pointy horns, but we got the basic hardware. Okay, the saddles are not bent. They're the chrome style. 6 screws on the trim. There's no trim. Well, no, there's a trim. There's a block. It's just loaded flat. They got it super flat. The pickups are rocking. It's a little weird. Ta-da! The Glarry. We'll tune it up and come back and show you how it looks on the rebound. If you can wait that long. I'll just hit pause. That's my big edit. That's my big editing move. Okay, Glarry. I'm back. I got a tuner. Sorry if I got a tune up in front of you guys. Maybe it's interesting. Maybe it's not. Get these weird different shaped headstocks. Seems like we got the tuner on there, no problem. Action pretty low. I'm going to say, well, I could measure it, but we're in about the 2.25 range. Starting off at about a D. So they probably tuned it and then dropped it. Tuning machines feel pretty good. We're just going with standard tuning. You get some real interesting winds on this over the poles. I think people make like a knot in the string and double back over. I don't really do that. I ain't hating on that, but well, the B was kind of in. Always feels like it's way up there. Alright. It seems to tune up pretty easy. I'm going to give the strings a little stretch. I don't have the whammy bar in. I didn't even check for it. Pulling on the strings a little tuggy. Went down to D sharp and G sharp. So the string's obviously not stretched in. Pretty close. Close enough for jazz. Does that have a weird tone to it? Sounds okay, I think. No buzzing. Kinda sounds like there's some semblance of intonation. I don't know. Let's see. Get the E pretty close. It's on. Got harmonics. And then 12 frets going sharp. So's the note. It seems pretty close. It just leveled in. It's leveling in. May not be perfect, but it does seem pretty close. Pretty close. This is not the best tuner. I'm not trying to use this one as set intonation, but that E, high E, sounds funny to me. A little sitarish. Nut height, action, maybe slightly high. None of them are really laying down. I wouldn't say it's too low. Let's check first. Intonation at the first fret. A little sharp, so maybe it's a little high. Way sharp. A sharp. Oh, it should be A sharp, duh. Duh. Let's go on a few cents sharp. Maybe. The D was on. B's a little sharp. Pretty close. So, pretty good. I don't know if we're staying close to staying in tune. I'll stretch strings again. Maybe play a few chords. Neck is unfinished. It feels pretty raw and dry. There's tool marks. There's scratches, which is okay, because I'm going to sand this bitch. No scarf joint. Like I said, there was some dirt on there. Some pretty good rippling, or what do they call? Courtesan, right? The wood is going in the seams are going in the direction. I mean, it's pretty nice, pretty good grain on the neck. I think once I put some, and the back of the headstock, once I put some oil on there, it's going to pop. And over here by the Glarry logo, I don't know if it's a discoloration, but you can see the grain of the wood. There's one particular grain right on top of the logo. One line that's really dark, which is kind of cool. I kind of like it. I don't mind the shape of this headstock really at all, but there's definitely like a tint, like maybe a yellow, right where the back of the neck, well, I don't know, it's pretty light, it's almost white, so they might have tinted the front of the headstock a little bit, and then where they sanded on the edges it looks whiter. I'm just being picky. Alright, then we're getting close to the neck feels thin. Feels great. I'm never hitting volume knobs. First guitar, I'm hitting the volume knob. It's kind of annoying. They say Fenders do that? No, never happened on my Fender. So, you know, I know people like to do the volume swells or whatever. I never developed that technique. so maybe the frets need to be polished. I'm not like a boomer bender, but you can see I'm working on it. I got a little bit of bending chops. The fretboard looks so dry. I think if I oil it up, it's going to be good. My fingers are already black from 20 seconds of playing. So I don't know if that's the strings or the dyed fretboard. It's probably a dyed fretboard. We'll see. When I'll plug it in, I'll let you know. So my hand's kind of grazing the volume switch. Nah, it's kind of hitting it. The fretboard might be slightly rolled. I'm going to roll it more. I'm going to get all these little sharp edges off. I don't know if it would pass the sock test. The nut's probably the sharpest part. But it seems like we got pretty decent intonation. Maybe not. Well, E to A sharp. A's flat. Now it's sharp. Oh, there we go. D. It's starting to stay in tune. So we're getting close. Let's see. So the radius feels pretty flat compared to what I'm used to. That's got to be less than 9.5 for sure. That's no way the same curve as a Strizzle Nat, but maybe it's a 10.5 to start. Overall pretty nice. Doesn't feel, you know, super sweet to play. It feels light, sits on the lap nice. Maybe with the tuner there's dive, I don't know. Never noticed dive before. Now that seeing all the videos and thinking about it. Trem is flat. You can't really pull up on it. So the bridge is pretty flat. I mean, I don't know, pretty nice finish. Pretty nice guitar overall. It feels way too dry. It's like so dry it's dusty. I think just a little oil, it's going to be pretty playable. Maybe hit it with a little bit of fine sandpaper, bickety bam. So overall, I think I'm pretty happy. Worked $100. I didn't check any of the electronics yet. Like I said, the action's pretty low. I can probably even dial it lower. And then I'm looking at the overhang of the fretboard, the rosewood, as it overhangs the neck, like pretty far. Which they didn't have to do. I don't know why they did that. Maybe it would look funnier if it ended right at the fret. But they squeezed in another fret, and then who knows, maybe I can shorten that. Maybe I will. Pop the neck off and sand that down a little bit. Probably look a little better. Yeah, could round it. I've seen that, and I've seen people hate on it. I think Sean was hating on it. Better square. It's funny, the frets look almost angled a little. But yeah, so far in playing it, the strings have not pulled off the high end. So maybe the flatter radius. Yeah, I've done it. When I pull hard on my G, it'll pull off the end sometimes. This is not even close. I can't even get close to the edge. If I drag it over to the edge, I can't even get close. So I kind of like that. a little flatter fretboard. It feels like it could be fast, man. I'm gonna oil this bitch and and let it ride. So look, it's got these rocking pickups. What's the deal with that, people? I've been seeing this more in these new guitars. Explain to me. Is that something cool? Is that something we want? Want the pickups to rock in there? I don't know. Pickup height seems pretty good. Maybe a little close on the bridge, a little high up. It could affect the intonation for sure. Yeah, man, I like looking at it, you know, pretty much. It's a lot like any one of my Strat necks. Feels like one of my Strat necks. Could be my Acoustic Strat. I'd say it's a thin C. No cutaway, no special handshake stuff. Maybe, you know, with a $100 guitar, right, like, I could mess around, try to, like, modify it myself if I want. So I could put a little better handshake, perhaps. But it's not a thick body. It's not real thick. The handshake doesn't seem to bother me. I mean, maybe as I'm living a life up here more. Did it buzz? It's buzzing. All right, there it is, people, the Glarry. We'll have to do a follow-up. I think it's a pretty good bass guitar, man. I think it'd be good for a beginner. I think it's a good second backup, good gigging guitar. I don't know, we'll check these electronics, make sure it's all working, but I think it's about what you'd expect for $100, man. Like, I'm not disappointed. I was thinking, hey, maybe I'll be, like, seriously disappointed. And if anything, it could be the fake Roseboard fretboard, which may not even be fake. So, but usually, like on my Acoustic Strat, there's those big divots. I mean, this is probably sanded fine, so there's no divots. There's like no grain. It's pretty flat. I mean, you could see some grain going not perpendicular, horizontal to the neck. And I don't know. I mean, I guess it could be rosewood. Like I said, my fingers got black already. That never happens on any of my guitars. I don't know. Could be the new strings, just dust from the factory. What skis, right? It's funny. Over here, I can see the laminate imperfection. They have like 2 layers. There's one curve and then a little better arc underneath it, and it's kind of coming past about 1 millimeter, and then that's the fade. We got some different colors. Yeah, thumbs up, people. Super duper light, pretty thin. We got the body comfort cutaways. My other new guitars don't have that. The PRS don't have that. I didn't try playing it, but we got the cutaway here. Comfortable Strat style bodies are my favorite. I don't know about these controls, but I could probably move them if I want. And yeah, I'm used to a 5-way, right? But I never had humbuckers, so that's part of the reason I got this. I want humbuckers, especially on the neck. More bass. My first guitar was a Kramer. I had the humbucker there, and then when I got it, a Strat, I was like, "Where's the bass?" Seemed to be lacking. I guess they say it's muddy and all that. I get it where they're coming from now. But now I got a 2 humbucker guitar. Well, now I got 3 2 humbucker guitars. I didn't have any humbuckers, so now I got 3. Maybe we'll do a follow-up video doing some playing, let you guys know how it goes. Maybe I'll compare the Paul Reed Smith to the... Yeah, that's a good idea for a video. The Mitchell versus the Paul Reed Smith versus the Glarry. So, basically, I got me a $100 guitar, a $500 guitar, and a $200 guitar. Well, this one's $400, but I got it for $200. So, I did pretty good, man. $500, $600, $700, $800 in guitars. I got 3 guitars for $800, right? And then, right, I needed some blue. I got all shades of blue. I got dark navy, wavy gravy, We got the teal, the greens, looking heavy green, aquamarine. With the satin finish, pretty badass. And then this is the high gloss, again, pretty badass. But no cutaways, very thin. The lightest is the Glarry. Alright, people. Until the next video, don't, buy too many guitars. Peace and love.